Good morning, good morning, good morning. Today you want to block, partly because if you've been doing this with me, then you've been building this foundation in the moves that we start with. And this is a chance to keep challenging your body. So it'll follow a similar pattern, but our foundation is going to continue to grow so that you become more and more capable. Just a little few changes, a little at a time for the next 15 days or so, and feel what we can do. Also, if you're tracking this, you can always print out the calendar at the beginning so that you can see that we're on day 26 and you can make a mark through it, you can make a note on it. There are quotes, and the full schedule for 2022 is on the back, and that way you can see where we're headed. Fantastic. So good morning, welcome to your practice. This practice for prosperity, that we have the opportunity to consider what is it that we most value, what is it that we most require. We think of prosperity often in such a small terms of my finances, but really it's about what the finance provides. And so I might be prosperous in shelter. I might be prosperous in the care I can provide for my children, in the gasoline I can put into my car, in the bicycle I can use to ride into the woods. That the prosperity of the finance is actually simply the currency that allows us to be prosperous in movement and pleasure and exploration. One of the things that, as I considered this, I noticed that I was very short on, as in not prosperous, in hope. And so Maddox and I have taken to this new course of how to think like a futurist. And I'm using it to think about this mark from 50 plus as I come into my birthday. And Maddox is thinking about it in terms of how does his generation reconceive, re-envision from this sort of darkness that we've provided as his inheritance. How can he meet this as a futurist and envision something new? Tremendous course. And so one of the readings is a book called Hope in the Dark that's just knocking me down. And we're going to go into it a little bit so that this is what we make more of. It's in the midst of a page where she's saying this is an extraordinary time of vital transformative movements that could not be foreseen. It's also a nightmarish time. Full engagement requires the ability to perceive both. And she goes on to list the things of this century that have been distressing, that have been calamitous, that have created this quality of nightmare that is also along with all of the responses that have been so remarkable. Hope doesn't mean denying these realities, these nightmares. It means facing them and addressing them by remembering what else the 21st century has brought, including movements, heroes, shifts in consciousness that address these past distresses now. Occupy Wall Street, Black Lives Matter, Idle No More, the Dreamers addressing the DREAM Act, immigration rights, Edward Snowden, Laura Poitras, Glenn Greenwald, the movement for corporate and government transparency, the push for marriage equality, a resurgent feminist movement, economic justice movements addressing and in many cases raising minimum wage, fighting debt peonage, and the student loan racket, a dynamic climate and climate justice movement and the intersections between them all. This has been a truly remarkable decade for movement building, social change, and deep, profound shifts in ideas, perspective, and frameworks for broad parts of the population. That is the essence of the kundalini energy that's in all of us. To see what has been unseen, to elevate ourselves personally and collectively, and that this aspect of seeing what was not seen, empowering what was not empowered, and rising together to something we could not imagine. This is the work we are up to, and this is the energy of prosperity. May it be so. May it be so. So we tune in. Ong Namo, I bow to outer guidance, outer creation. Gurudev Namo, I bow to inner guidance and inner creation. I bow to them, I submit to them, I am willing. 3 times, inhale. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. And come to lie down on your back. If you choose, pad your back with your blanket. Again, if you're just joining, have a block today. So again, we'll start the way we started. Knees bent, feet flat. Draw your knees to your chest. On your exhale, pull your shins close. On your inhale, float them away, heels rising, arms long. And 4 of those to open. Shake it out a little. Out the feet, out the hips, out the tail. So that your knees float over your hips, you lift your head, shoulders, hands come out, palms face down. So we start with a little pulse down, just as we have. Out the mouth with an exhale to find the breath and the diaphragm. Close your mouth, out your nose. Now you can work right here, or you can start to reach. 1, 2. Slow it down if you're pregnant or on your cycle. Otherwise, come back into the middle. Heels up. Hands behind your head, right hand outside of the left, left hand outside of the right. So if you're pregnant, then you would reach towards your heels, just moving side to side, opening laterally for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Draw your hands to your shins, roll yourself up, reach up, just as we've done before. Knees bend, hands up high. So working right here, or as you come up, sweep one hand up over, revolving, and back down. The other side, up over, revolving, and 3 more each side. And as you lie onto your back, your knees bend, arms wide, drawing the right knee in a great circle. Work there, or extend your right leg, heel turns in. And you explore that circle, smoothing it out. And when it's smooth, gathering it in, letting it condense, letting it become more precise, a little bit smaller, dropping the circle down into your hip, and then reversing. And reversing that spiral, starting small, and then exploring out larger. 3, and 2, and 1. Bend your knees, put your feet flat. Left knee circles. Start wide or extend your toe. Smooth out the action from your lowest left side abdomen.
And as it's a smooth circle, gather it in like a spiral, getting a little bit smaller, a little bit closer, a little more powerful, and then reversing your direction, go back out. Knees to the chest, hands to the shins. So hands down under your hips, and now big circles. You may bend your knees to modify, or you may roll your hips off the floor and then widen down. And so it's rolling down slowly, using the control of your low belly. One more in this direction, and then we'll reverse. So we're creating more and more ability to be graceful. Rolling the hips off the floor, rolling them back. One more. And you roll yourself up to sit. If your hamstrings are tight, you pop your blanket underneath your knees if you need to. Knees are bent, toes point up. Reach forward, tuck your chin, and then draw your elbows back, your palms face forward. So reaching forward, spread your shoulder blades, reaching back, shoulder blades together. Reaching forward, inhale up, exhale forward. To in and to out, that you're opening through the upper back, you're hinging through the hip, you're reaching out through the feet, through the toes. Go one more, just like that. Good. And in this upright seat, put your hands together and start a great circle. And it's as though this circle is moving from your low belly. See if you can keep your palms together. Opening through the upper back, the shoulders and the chest. Keeping your ribs rising away from your hips, reverse direction. That this great circle could be felt in the chest, in the sides, even in the seat. If you're pregnant, or if this is the best place for you, this is the modification. Repeat, going the other way. Or hips up, make a great circle with your feet together now, rather than your hands together now. Trying it out. Arms wide, flat to the floor if you can, and reverse. And you'll feel how this circle exists all the way through the body, through the anchor of your hips, through the abdomen, up into the armpits. Good, 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 good. One more time. Just to see what we can do. Knees to your chest, wag it out. So if you were seated, roll back. Feet to the floor, interlace your right hand behind your right thigh, bring it in. We come into our half happy baby. So heel over the knee, right hand to the outer foot, outer ankle, left hand on top, interlace your fingers or just hold your ankle. And on your exhale, bring your knee down. On your inhale, extend into the heel, opening the back of the leg. So exhaling down, broaden your back and stand in your heel. One more. To extend. And to stay. Right hand comes to the inside of your right heel, and the right foot is just as wide as your shoulder. Left leg goes long. And reach into both heels. The feet are active and awake, as though you were standing in your feet. If it's too much, you'll shift your hand to the inner knee or the inner calf. And changing sides, bending your knee, interlace your finger behind your left thigh and bring it close. Left leg long, holding outer ankle, outer foot, interlace across the top and bring your left knee down. On your inhale, extend into the left heel, opening the back of the thigh. Exhale, bend your knee. If it's too much, use a strap over the top of your foot. Or hand to the knee or the thigh. One more. as though we could flush out the connections between the hip and the knee and the feet, creating better circuitry to connect us to the ground. Left hand to the inner left heel, right hand, right thigh, extending. If you can't reach your heel, you're going to hold the inside edge of your knee or your calf and extend your right leg long. And then be awake all the way through your feet. Drawing the toes back, spreading the toes, lengthening the legs. Stand in your feet wherever they are, whatever you can hold, stand in your feet. One more. Good. And bending both knees. Shake out your feet. You just roll right over onto your right side. Right over onto your right side. Bring your block. And on your right side, we have those little back circles that we've done. So that you're taking the circle as far back behind you as you can. As far back behind you as it will go. So that you're opening from the low ribs all the way through the front of the hip. Good. Keep that. And now draw your top foot forward and as far back as it will go. And forward 3. As though you could bring your knee to your elbow, 2. And back. And 1. And you're not swinging, you're moving with attention. From there, bring your knee up. Tap your toe, just like we've done. Knee up, tap your knee. So knee up, tap toe, knee up, roll down. One more. Up, down, up, and tap. And then straighten, and then tap. As you bend your knee, keep it as far open behind you as you can. So we're creating this great dexterity in the hips and the seat. Good. Lie down on your back, bring your block with you. Lift your hips, block comes underneath. Now it's the top leg. I used my left leg on top, so straightening that out. Right knee stays bent. Palms are flat beside me. Tuck a shoulder, tuck another as though for bridge. Point your extended leg. Stand cleanly in the flattened foot, and you'll just lift up, and straight down. And straight up, and straight down. One more. Bringing your foot down, the extended leg is my left leg, my left hand goes overhead. And flex, and then point the extended leg, and with each point get a little longer. And then you'll turn onto your left side with the right leg on top. Or if you did the opposite side, swap sides. So that I'm on my left side, supporting my head, big reverse circle, right behind me, a little up and a little back. Starting to feel the front of the hip open, feeling the length through the front of my ribs, and feeling a strengthening through the back where the hamstrings meet the glutes. Just for 3. That there's an opening, that when I can open the front of this hip, I can breathe differently. Good. Good. And then swinging that forward as though bringing your knee to your elbow and then bringing it back. Opening back for 2. And for 1, that we're taking our time with it. And that time is what makes a difference. Right knee up and tap your toe. The right knee up and tap your knee. Roll it open, tap down. Up, tap down. So that we are counterbalancing all the ways that we sit still in the beautiful mobility of our hips. Straighten out and bend. They're made to do so many things, so many more things than just sitting and walking. So bend and rise. Good. So you take your block, lift your hips. My right leg goes long now. The working leg goes long. Palms are down. And you just lift the right leg and bring it down as straight as you can, as though extending from the hip into the tip of the toe, even and especially as it reaches all the way out and all the way down. Good. The next time you bring your right foot down, take your right hand overhead, reaching out, and simply stay 3. Flex point the right foot, find the back of the leg, find the front of the thigh. 2. Good. Bend your knee, lift your hips. You'll cross your right knee over your left. Right, so big cross. Lift your hips up and shift them right. And drop your knees towards the left side. So you have a big twist. And now sweep the right hand above, all the way overhead, your palm facing the ceiling. Reach across your body, keeping the palm facing the ceiling. And then again, across the top, sweeping wide. It's as though there's a bowl of water in your right hand, and you're not going to spill it. All the way across your chest, and all the way out wide. Stay wide. Reach into the right fingertips as far out as they'll go. Drop the knees to the left. And then center. You cross your right over your left, like you're seated in a chair. Hips up and over to the left, and your knees drop to the right. The left hand open to the ceiling. Sweep it overhead, palm facing the ceiling. Keep going, reaching across the body, keeping your palm facing the ceiling. And then back. The palm never turns. And you reach into the fingertips, all the way out of the hips, all the way across the body. And now pause, reaching your left hand as far out as you can. And getting your breath all the way into the left periphery of the lung. And back into the center, knees to the chest. Shake out your feet. And roll yourself up to a simple seat to begin our Kriya. So if seated on a blanket works for you, great. If seated on a chair is better, great. We're looking to be upright and steady. Such a good base that we've built. Grand. So the Kriya for prosperity begins with these circles. Tap the pinky edge and then tap the first finger edge. The right thumb fits under the left. The heart is high, the spine is tall. Each tap is har, H-A-R, the sound of infinite creativity, the creative infinity. We go har, 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 opening to the possibility of hope. Har, 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 har. Har, 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 har,
har, har, har, har, har, har, har, har, har, har, har, har, har, har, har, har, har, har. Hold your focus. Each sound, give it your attention. Har, 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 har. 3, har, 2, har, 1. Hands up high, inhale, chin up, 3 sips, call it up, fill it up. Tuck your chin and stay full. Lift the pelvic floor. Hug the sides of your body toward the spine. Elevate your attention up through the spine, up to the midbrain. Hook your thumbs, reach to the finger. Elbows bend, chin up, breath out, and hands down. Nothing to do, nothing to grasp, nothing to achieve. Just be what you've made. That same syllable, har, each time you cross your forearms, spread your fingers wide. Har, 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 har. It's a strong movement, it's a strong spread of the hands. Work there as a modification, or hands up, crossing your forearms just in front of your forehead. Har, 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 har. Find the sound, find the breath, find the movement. Har, har, har. Har, and then closing your mouth, feel the syllable in your mind, like a pulse of light with each movement. Arms very straight. The movement strong and precise as you can be. Five, 4, 3, 2. Hands up high, inhale, 3 sips. Tuck your chin, hook your thumbs, and rise up, 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 through the spine, lifting the pelvic floor. Tension at the midbrain. You bend your elbows, you lift your chin, you let it go, the hands come down, palms are open. To be this. Good. If you need to, change your legs, shake it out. If you need to work here with the legs out long, you can even prop blocks under your knees so that your spine is tall. The next movement requires us to have a real seat. That's part of the reason we warm up the way that we do, establishing this fortitude at the base. Hands wide, put your thumb across your palms, your fingers over your thumbs, and reverse circle. So drop into the back of your seat. There's your center of gravity, drops a little lower. Work there, or the arms straighten. And in these straight arms, we have the sound, the word, the mantra, good, 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 good. So find yours, settle in. Good, good, good. Close your eyes. Good, 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 good. Good, 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 good. And give it stamina, give it time, give it devotion. Good, 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 good. Now if good works, you may continue with good, or you may add on God, 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 God. God as infinite light, as infinite source, as infinite good, so that good and God are the same, and you are both good, good, God, God, good, good, God, 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 God. Find the syllable, find the meaning that works for you, settle in. It may change, it may stay the same. You got 30 seconds. Good, 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 God, 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 good, good, God, 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 good, 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 God, 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 good, 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 God, God, 3, God, 2, God, 1. Inhale up. Tuck your chin, hook your thumbs.
Lift the pelvic floor like you're closing a drawstring and draw up toward the spine, up into the brain, up into the fingers beyond you. Bend your elbows, lift your chin, let it go. Palms turn open. That if we can elevate our state so clearly, so simply, this gives me hope. I have a direct experience of shift, and shift has possibility, and that makes me hopeful. And I can translate that to other experiences. Palms face down. So the downward action is a grounding, is an anchoring, is an embodying. We're calling that which is transcended back down into the physical experience. And again we return, Har, Hare, Hari, the maker, the made, and the making, right? All together. Wa, He, Guru, Haza, Hooray. Har, Hare, Hari, Wa, He, Guru. 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 We are the makers of our future. We are the envisioners and the artists. We are that which is made. Har, Hare, Hari, Wa, He, Guru. 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 Whisper, Har, Hare, Hari, Wa, He, Guru. 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 Feel that rhythm and find it in your whistle. If you can't whistle, you're going to blow out as though through a little straw. One more. Be still. Palms facing the ground, elbows bent. Fit the right over the left. Long, deep breathing. We'll go in for 4, pause for 4, out for 4. We'll do that twice, then we'll do 6, then we'll do 8. If you want more, if you're working with a bigger breath, start with your full count, pause for the same count, out for that count, and just let it build a little at a time. So in, 2, 3, 4, pause. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale.
Pause. Exhale. Inhale. Feel the elevation. Feel yourself rising. Pause. Keep rising in the pause. Exhale. Navel to spine. Find center. Stabilize. Inhale. Pause. Keep rising. Exhale. Navel to spine. Stabilize. In. Pause. Exhale. Inhale. Pause. Exhale. Hands down. We finish with the Gyan Mudra meditation, which is a breath in the nose, out the nose, in the mouth, out the mouth, in the nose, out the mouth, in the mouth, out the nose. I'll talk you through it. We're at 11 minutes now. We'll use 11 minutes until the end of our 40 days. You may do 5 or 8 or 11. So right palm open, left hand on right, thumbs cross, and they face the heart. Adjust your seat as you need to. In the nose, 2, 3, 4. Out the nose, 2, 3, 4. In the mouth, 2, 3, 4. Out the mouth, 2, 3, 4. In the nose, out the mouth, like you're sipping out of a straw, so small. In the mouth, out the nose. In nose. Out nose. In mouth. Out mouth. In nose. Out mouth. In mouth. Out nose. In nose. Out nose. In mouth. Out mouth. In nose. Out mouth. In mouth. Out nose. Continue on your own. Follow the pattern. going at your pace if needed in the nose. Out the nose. In the mouth. Out the mouth. In nose. Out mouth. In mouth. Out nose. And there's 5 minutes. If that's what you're doing, hands down, sit for a moment, and as it's ready, as you need to, lie back or continue. Keep your pace, keep the pattern. As you finish this round, be aware that that is 8 minutes, and if you choose and that's sufficient, pause here, sitting steadily, quietly for a minute or so, and then lying back. And I will stop at 11 minutes. coming to the completion of your last round. Allow your hands to descend at the end. Palms are open, sitting so still, just for 1 or 2 minutes. And as you're ready, lie back. Savor where you are. Yogi's choice to stay seated or to lie back, unfolding, relieve the cross of your legs, shake out your feet and your knees, lay the blanket over your low belly. Today I will stay seated. Deepening your breathing, tuning in, choosing. If you like, pause here. Let your Shavasana continue. If you like, pause here. Keep your meditation going. And as you're ready to return, just unpause. And as you unpause, deepen the breath, soften the stillness, return to the body. Your opponents would love you to believe that it's hopeless, that you have no power, that there's no reason to act, that you can't win. Hope is a gift you don't have to surrender, a power you don't have to throw away. And though hope can be an act of defiance, defiance isn't enough reason to hope. But there are good reasons. Feel this shift in your body as a reason for hope. Feel that we can shift our state, our awareness, our consciousness to something more subtle and far more profound. Lean into what you've made. Walk your feet in, bring your palms together. Lift your feet, rub the soles of your feet together. May we be prosperous in hope, in possibility, in what may be. May we be rich in envisioning, collectively and personally. Knees to the chest, shake out your feet, wag your tail, and roll your way up to a cross-legged seat, sweeping wide. Gather it in like you're harvesting light. Bring it down the middle. And one more, up and open. And palms together, thumbs to the forehead center. I bow to it all, to the truth of who I am. Long Sat, short Nam, inhale. Nam. Sat Nam, my friends. Namaste. So much fun when we know the Kriya well enough to let its message grow larger, let its implications begin to expand. That we are not doing this for ourselves alone, and yet we are, and as we are doing it for each other. It is so intimate and vast a thing.